For years, I have practiced kakebo, the century-old Japanese method created in 1904 by journalist Hani Motoko. It is more than expense tracking. It is minimalism applied to money. Unlike modern apps that automate everything, kakebo requires you to write by hand each income and expense, dividing them into 4 categories: survival, essential, culture, books, movies, optional luxury, dining out, and extras, gifts, maintenance. This manual writing forces reflection. You cannot spend on autopilot. At the beginning of each month, I ask 4 questions. How much do I earn? How much do I want to save? How much am I spending? How can I improve? The answers reveal patterns that apps would never show. It is the difference between cold data and lived wisdom. I keep 3 jars in my kitchen, not metaphorically, literally. One for basic needs, another for personal growth, and a third for generosity. This ancestral practice transforms abstract money into tangible reality. When I see the needs jar running low, I know I need to review priorities. When the growth jar is full, I can invest in a course or trip. The generosity jar reminds me that shared abundance multiplies. It is emotional mathematics applied. A friend who works as a consultant always complained that she could not save money, despite earning well. She used only cards and digital transfers, so money was always an abstract concept. This happened for years, but when she adopted the 3 physical jars and began separating part of her salary into cash, her relationship with finances transformed completely. She could literally see her priorities. 1. Harahachibu, the wisdom of 80%. Harahachibu is the Japanese concept of stopping eating when you are 80% satisfied. I apply this to everything. I stop buying when I am 80% satisfied with my wardrobe. I stop decorating when the house is 80% of what I imagined. Those 20% that are missing create space for the unexpected, for growth, for life to happen without forcing. It is the difference between a house that looks like a showroom and a house that breathes with you. It is more subtle than the festival of organization in one-day method. Harahachibu suggests that perfection is not the goal. Harmony is. You stop before reaching the limit, creating margin for life to flow. I worked with a client who spent 3 years finishing her apartment decoration. She bought, exchanged, reorganized obsessively, but never felt satisfied because she sought the impossible 100%. This happened because she confused perfection with completeness. So when she discovered Harahachibu and stopped at 80%, keeping some spaces purposefully incomplete, her house gained soul, and she could finally live in it peacefully, no longer as an eternal project. 2. The system of 5 objects per environment. After years practicing Japanese minimalism, I developed my own rule. Each home environment should have at most 5 decorative objects that carry utility, beauty, or personal history. On my dining table, I have a plant, a candle, a ceramic plate, a book, and a small stone from the Zen garden I brought from Kyoto. It is liberating to discover that you do not need 17 objects to create atmosphere. 5 well-chosen ones make more impact than 20 scattered without intention. And when visitors ask about each piece, you have a story to tell, not just an excuse to give. This rule goes against the maximalist tendency returning in 2025. While runways show abundant patterns and vibrant colors like mocha mousse chosen by Pantone, Japanese minimalism offers the counterpoint. Fewer elements, more meaning. I visited the apartment of a lawyer who had transformed every surface into a gallery of objects. There were 16 items just on the living room sideboard, from travel souvenirs to gifts she never knew where to place. This happened gradually, without intention, when she applied the 5 objects rule and chose only the pieces she truly loved. The space gained breathing room, and each chosen item began to shine with more intensity. 3. Kintsugi, transforming scars into art. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken porcelain with gold, transforming the crack into part of the object's beauty. After my separation, I needed to rebuild not only my financial life, but my identity. The marks from that period are not flaws to hide, they are golden lines in my story. Apply this at home. That chair with a small defect that you love so much? Fix it. but leave the scar visible as part of the story. Kintsugi teaches us that the broken can be more beautiful than the never touched. It is the opposite of the disposable culture that surrounds us. As Ludwig Mies van der Rohe said, less is more. But Kintsugi adds, the repaired with love is more beautiful than the perfect without history. My son Kenji once brought me a mug I had broken during the move in 2008. He had glued it with golden paint, creating luminous veins where the crack was. This happened because he understood intuitively that our family history did not need to be perfect to be precious. The golden scars turned that simple mug into a work of art loaded with memory and overcoming. 4. Motainai. Absolute respect for resources. Motainai means not wasting anything that has value. In Japan, this concept influences everything from how you buy to how you make use of each element at home. My mother used to accumulate pieces for special occasions until she became ill in 2012. It was then that she understood. Every day can be worthy of your best cup, your favorite blouse. Stop saving the good china for visitors who may never come. Use your expensive perfume on any Thursday. Wear that beautiful dress to go to the market. Motainai is not excessive economy. It is living fully with what you chose to have. I knew a fashion editor who kept an entire closet of clothes with tags. They were very expensive pieces saved for when I lose weight or when the occasion is special enough. This happened for years, so when she discovered Motainai and decided to honor her clothes by wearing them, she realized she had wasted years of elegance waiting for a worthy moment that was already there every day. 5. The ma, the luxury of empty space. The Japanese concept of ema highlights the importance of empty space, which can welcome more peace than 1,000 objects. Every time I consider bringing something home, I ask, will this object honor the surrounding space or just occupy it? Your living room needs to breathe. If you cannot find the remote control in less than 10 seconds, or if you need to move 2 pillows to sit on the sofa, there is a problem there. Ma is not about having an empty house. It is about having a house that invites you to rest your eyes, not to search for things. Recently, I found a friend organizing 5 decorative pillows just to be able to sit on her own sofa. It was an almost comical scene. She had turned the simple act of resting into a logistical operation. This happens because we confuse decorating with cluttering. But what if she applied ma and kept only 2 really special pillows? 6. Wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfect things. Wabi-sabi celebrates the beauty of imperfection, values minimalism instead of clutter, and encourages the highlighted use of objects with personal history. That wooden table with scratches from time? Perfect. The ceramic that my grandmother Akiko used for tea, with small marks of age? Pure poetry. There is a difference between old and worn and old and precious. The first you discard, the second you celebrate. But let us agree, if you have 12 cracked mugs for nostalgia, maybe the problem is something else. Wabi-sabi is about honoring what has history, not about keeping everything out of laziness. I remember a neighbor who insisted on keeping 23 coffee cups, including some with large chips, because they might serve for something. This happened because she confused sentimentalism with accumulation. So when she applied wabi-sabi and chose only 3 really meaningful pieces, her kitchen breathed differently. 7. Danshari, the art of refusing, discarding, and separating. Danshari is the Japanese practice that involves refusing the unnecessary, discarding what no longer serves, and separating from what brings no value. In necessity, I learned that detachment is not loss. It is strategic liberation. Unlike the method that asks, does this bring me joy? Danshari is more direct. Does this serve my life now? The revolutionary approach with its poetic question changed organization, but sometimes we need a more pragmatic approach. It is the difference between romanticizing your belongings and respecting their functionality. Now I have a ritual. Before any purchase, I wait 30 days. If after that period I do not remember exactly why I wanted that, I already have my answer. It is impressive how many urgent needs dissolve when you simply wait. An architect friend told me she organized her office using Danshari and discovered 16 pens that did not work. Kept as a precaution. This happened because she confused precaution with accumulation. When she applied the art of separating, she found mental and physical space she did not know existed. 8. Ichigo Ichi. Each moment is unique. Ichigo Ichi represents valuing the present moment, considering each encounter or experience as unique and unrepeatable. During my volunteer work time, I saw families who lost everything, but still served tea elegantly in borrowed cups. This taught me that ritualizing the common transforms the ordinary into sacred. When I prepare my tea, I am not just making and drinking a beverage. I am honoring that moment as unique. The Nordic concept of hygge, which the Danish use to create cozy and comfortable environments, dialogues beautifully with Ichigo Ichi. Both value full presence, but while hygge focuses on physical comfort, Ichigo Ichi highlights awareness of impermanence. I found a friend washing dishes hurriedly, irritated, just to get it out of the way. This happened because she saw the task as an obstacle. But when she applied Ichigo Ichi and transformed those minutes into a moment of full attention, feeling the warm water, observing the soap bubbles, she discovered peace where there had only been rush before. 9. The Genkan, transition portals. In Japanese design, the Genkan serves as a symbolic portal between the outside world and the sanctuary of home. At my house entrance, I have a small bench where I leave shoes, keys, and the energy of the day. It is an intentional pause before entering my refuge. Create a Genkan in your house, even if it is just a beautiful tray near the door. This simple ritual transforms arriving home into a moment of conscious transition, leaving the rush outside. The Genkan is not just organization, it is applied psychology. The Genkan works with energies. You literally leave the chaos of the world at the entrance and enter the house renewed. A friend arrived from work and threw her bag, shoes, and documents anywhere, spreading the day anxiety throughout the house. This happened for years, so when she created her Genkan, a small table with a wooden tray near the door, and transformed arrival into ritual, she discovered that her house finally became a refuge, not an extension of work. 10. The discipline of 33. For a long time, I have kept few pieces in my wardrobe that combine with each other. As Coco Chanel said, simplicity is the key to true elegance. Each piece talks to the others. Each combination works. Having fewer clothes does not mean dressing worse. It means dressing with more intention. I spend 15 minutes getting ready in the morning. I never stand in front of the wardrobe not knowing what to wear, and paradoxically, I feel more elegant than when I had twice as many pieces. It is different from the approach that suggests keeping everything that sparks joy. My method is more pragmatic. I keep only what serves me perfectly now, considering my current lifestyle and not future fantasies. I knew a housewife who owned more than 200 pieces of clothing, but complained daily that she had nothing to wear. She spent 40 minutes every morning creating combinations, but never felt satisfied. This happened because quantity did not compensate for the absence of curation. When she applied the discipline of 33 and kept only pieces she truly loved and used, she discovered that elegance does not live in excess, but in conscious choice, the elegance of less. While 2025 marks the return of maximalism in fashion, with bohemian style from Chloe, abundant patterns from Valentino, and vibrant colors dominating runways, the Japandi style, which combines Japanese minimalism with Scandinavian comfort, continues being one of the biggest trends in interior design. This happens because it solves what really matters: living with less rush, less clutter, less noise. Japandi unites Japanese wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection, with Scandinavian hygge, creating coziness and well-being. While Danish hygge focuses on candles, soft blankets, and moments of shared comfort, Japanese concepts add silent discipline and spiritual intention. My son Kenji grew up practicing these principles with me. He told me recently, "Mom, my colleagues get lost and stressed looking for things. This does not happen to me. I always know where everything is." That is it. Japanese minimalism is not aesthetics, it is elegant functionality. Every Monday I go to the farmer market and choose ingredients with the same intention I choose a book or a shoe. It is about honoring each decision, small or large, with presence and purpose. As my father always taught me about the importance of good ingredients and morning gestures, each conscious choice is an act of self-respect. If you reach this point, it is because you understand that simplicity is not poverty, it is silent luxury. As Coco Chanel said, luxury must be comfortable, otherwise it is not luxury. And as Ludwig Mies van der Rohe said, less is more. Not because it is limitation, but because it is absolute refinement. In the end, Japanese minimalism is about this: less chaos, more charm.